Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. All right. First of all, I wanted to show you a couple of things that have dried. So this is a tile from last week. 6 by 6 inch tile that we did with a split cup, and we had a little bit of silicone in it. So that's a tile from whoa, hit the tripod. Sorry about that. But that's a tile from last week's live stream. And then I wanted to show how this one dried. So this is the second paint pour on the video with this Royal Langnickel pouring medium, that review. So this is the second one. Look at how many more cells popped up. So the video ends and there's probably about half this many cells, and they just continued popping up like overnight as this dried. So this is now completely dry, and this is the Royal Langnickel pouring medium and the Royal Langnickel paint. And that's a video I just did here in the last few days, I think. And so I wanted to show you the dried results. This pouring medium is so interesting. It kind of does remind me of the apple barrel pouring medium. The barrel pouring medium, blah, 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 blah. That's kind of a tongue twister. The apple barrel pouring medium is a little bit thinner. So this was quite thick. I had to add quite a bit of water, but it says only 50% water, 50% paint, 50% pouring medium. Hey, Whitney, how are you doing? Happy Wednesday. Hey, Janice, how are you doing? Happy Wednesday. So the very interesting thing about this and how it dries, I don't know, it's hard to, yeah, you can kind of see, it dries so gloss. It dries like plasticky almost. It's very interesting. But this has not been varnished or anything. And you can just see how glossy it dries. It's very interesting. Let me grab the other one. So this video had two paint pours. It had this one. So you can see they're all dry and they are so glossy. It's very interesting. So I'm going to be experimenting with adding a little bit to this to my Floetrol, because it does give a nice gloss to it. It's very interesting. And the cells are just so interesting. And they just continue to just pop up like over an hour later. With my Floetrol, they will pop up for 15-20 minutes. This was like over an hour. It just kept popping up. So it was pretty crazy. But it is very, very thick. It's interesting to work with. So those are a couple of paintings that I did this last week on a video. And so we have quite a variety today. I have these turtles that I got from Hobby Lobby. The nice thing is they already come with a hanger on the back of them. We're going to paint one of those. We have the 10 by 10 inch canvas. We have a couple of 6 by 6 inch tiles, a 6 by 6 inch canvas, a 9-inch heart plaque. We just kind of have a variety today. So, oh, thank you, Whitney. So everybody's doing good. Awesome. So yeah, we'll just I'm actually gonna set this turtle aside. We'll do this bigger canvas. Well, I've made a mess on there. And then we're gonna do a whimsy swipe here. So I'm gonna do some cameo pink all over. And so I just put a little bit of paint all over, and then we're gonna swipe it with a palette knife. This is Apple Barrel's Cameo Pink. This is Americana Vintage Tea Rose, I believe. It's a real nice kind of blush pink. But it's Americana or Folk Art, I'm not sure. But Vintage Tea Rose, I know, is the color. we're just going to get a variety of pinks here. And this one, I cannot remember which. Oh, I think it is actually Apple Barrel's Pink Eraser. And this is Cheap Paints Magenta. And then this is probably our last pink we're going to use. Then we're going to go ahead and get some teal, and I'm just putting them randomly here. Then we have Apple Barrel's Tuscan Teal. And I believe the teal has silicone and the magenta has silicone. Oh, awesome. All right, Janice. So you ordered that pouring medium. Awesome. Okay, so one thing that I would say is really interesting. So what I did is I mixed up the paint and I did the first painting. And then I walked away and I filmed that first one, the ring pour that I did. And then I walked away and we went and had dinner, or didn't went and had, but I had dinner here. But and then I came back to do the second painting. Oh my gosh, that paint had thickened up so much just in like half hour, 45 minutes. So just beware when you do mix it up. For some reason, it'll like thicken up. So this is Apple Barrel's China Blue. And so China Blue has actually been discontinued for some reason. So I can't find it very often. But that's what that is Apple Barrel's China Blue. And then we're going to throw a little bit of ultramarine blue. But so yeah, if either I would suggest, actually I'm not going to use any of the ultramarine blue. I am going to put more of the cameo pink down. Just kind of fill in these with the lighter pink. So yeah, when you mix it up, it's really weird because it's the consistency you want, just for perfect consistency. And then if you walk away from it, even for like a half hour, it thickens up quickly. So like with Floetrol, it doesn't just thicken up right away. You got quite a bit of like I mix my paints for months and months and they don't thicken in there. But that pouring medium, but it's so glossy. So glossy. So I'm just swiping through with a palette knife. But yeah, it's really interesting. So now I'm going to do the pouring medium with the neons. So I'm really hoping that they dry nice and bright. I have high hopes that they will not dry real super bright. So that video should be out tomorrow, actually. Or no, probably Friday, actually. So I'm just kind of randomly swiping through. You can go any direction. You can use whatever. You can just swipe with a wet paper towel or a saran wrap or anything like that. But I like to use a palette knife. So, but yeah, we went this last weekend. We went and looked for mushrooms. We did not find too many, enough, a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be a very good year here for mushrooms. We're looking for chanterelles. Now there's the yellow variety of chanterelles, and then there is the white chanterelles. And normally we find many more yellow than we do white. Now this year we found a few more white than we did yellow, but the weird thing is there's still little like baby little mushrooms popping out of the ground, and they're already kind of molding in that state, already just baby. So I just don't think it's going to be a kind of a weird year. We had weird heat and then kind of a like a drought, really dry and hot. And so now we've got some warmer, or not warmer weather, moister weather. But I just think they're going to mold. They're just weird. They're not popping up and growing to full before they're already molding. So, all right, now we're just going to swipe through here, but we might put just a little bit more, and we're going to mess with this area here in just a moment. We'll let it do its thing because it kind of pops up as we do it. And I'm just randomly swiping through. I did do the same exact colors on a video on TikTok, actually. So I've been posting a few videos over there learning that platform, but it's all new to me. I'm not sure what to do over there. So, all right. Hey, Novala, how are you doing? All right, Whitney, you're heading out. All right, well, thank you so much for stopping by. All right, you have a good day, and thank you so much for stopping by. So, hello, Navala. Yeah, I was saying we went last weekend, look for mushrooms, and there was just not that many, and it just didn't look like this is going to be a very good year for them. So I'm just kind of swiping through a little bit more, just creating a little bit more, see what I can do here. I kind of want to put just a little bit of this. That's the Tuscan teal. We're going to kind of swipe through right about here. And we're just lightly swiping through the surface. All right. Yes, you have an awesome day. So here, this is a 10 by 10 inch canvas. You want to make sure you kind of let it go over the sides to make sure you get all those sides covered. And then you can also come in, what I like to do is I have my aquarium tubing, and you can come in and just kind of blow very gently, and you can pull up a little bit of those other colors from below to kind of create some cells. But you don't want to blow it, you just real gently across the surface. And then you can also give it a torch and see how that does. I really like that that teal with that lighter pink. That's really pretty. Did you see Janice asked you a question, Mike? So I did blow through this area a little bit. You can see that darker magenta popping up through. But yeah, so that's the first one. Just kind of a whimsy swipe for this Wednesday. Started off. Oh, thank you, thank you. Thank you. I'm really loving these 10 by 10 inch. I just think they're the perfect size. They fit in the camera too, the frame of the camera well. So I did order more of these 10 by 10 inch because they have been really working out. So I'm going to go ahead and move that one out of the way. Now I do have I have a canvas here. This is one of the 4 by 12 inch, so one of those long ones. So what happened here is I want to show when you like break your paint. It's kind of called breaking your paint. But I had added a little bit too much water to this darker green. This is cheap paint sap green. And I wasn't paying attention, and I added way too much water. Well, you can kind of see when it dried, it kind of almost like it broke. It kind of just is, didn't keep its shape, and it's just kind of, that's just the best. I don't know. That's what you kind of call it, is it broke. So we're going to re-pour over the top of this. Hey, carry on, Jeff and John. It's been a long time. Wow, thank you for stopping by. We're doing really well. How are you doing? We're just doing a few paint pours today. This is a 4x12-inch canvas that I'm going to paint over because I'm not too happy with how it turned out. This green had a little bit too much water in the mixture. So now we're going to do we're going to totally change this one up. What we're going to do is we're going to use a kind of a dirty pour method. We're going to get a cup here. Doing good. Awesome. It's been a little while. You have cooking videos. Awesome cooking videos on your channel. So I have got that same green, but it's actually mixed better. It's not broken with too much water. So then we got some turquoise. This turquoise does have silicone. And that's cheap. Both of those are sap green, turquoise from Cheap Paint, orange from Cheap Paint. It is the orange yellow. And then we have some crimson from Cheap Paint. These are all from Cheap Paint. And we have some yellow ochre and some ultramarine blue. So this has dried for over a month. And now it has I just not varnished anything. I haven't done anything to it to prep the surface. I'm just going to pour right over. Now, if it was varnished, I would want to add some gesso, and I would want it to give it something to stick to. You can still re-pour over varnished stuff, but you got to add some gesso over the top. But if not, you can just, if you have not varnished it, you just wait about a month, make sure it's nice and dry, this layer, and then you can pour right over the top. Yes, the Cheap Paint is nice paint. I really love it. Yeah, I really liked the color combination for this. I was going for a kind of a fall, kind of harvest time look, but I just was not liking the composition, and the green just, you can kind of see it on the side more, where the green just like, the coverage was not good. So we're going to go back through and add another layer of all those same colors. But oh, all right, you're showing love. You must have seen a comment maybe. Yeah, I've watched your channel for a couple of years, it seems like. So here's some of that sap green, that turquoise, some of the orange yellow. We don't need too much. This is kind of a smaller canvas. Yellow ochre, crimson. So we're going for a little bit brighter colors than what was on there. All right, so now we're just going to do a dirty pour, kind of the same as we did here, but we're just going to go back and forth, just randomly kind of pouring. We don't need too much paint because this is a 4x12-inch. But definitely brighter colors. I probably will redo a painting in those other colors at some point, though. Nice fall colors. All right. Good thing I dropped that over the side there, not on the top of that. So, oh, thank you, thank you. You can see where the cells have now popped up. The colors that had silicone are the turquoise, the ultramarine blue, and I believe the orange did. I'm not sure. So now I'm just slightly tilting letting my kind of thumb there kind of guide it. Get it back to the center a bit. Kind of let it fall over the side because these are gallery wrapped canvases, so they are the real deep canvas. So we finally got our flooring for our bathroom. It's so exciting. Mike is finishing up the bathroom probably tomorrow. And so that's the second bathroom he has remodeled. And we have 2 bathrooms, so that'll be all done with the bathroom remodeling all the way. So it looks so nice. It's black and white flooring with a real light blue wall. So we've got, I don't think I have quite enough here. We've got a little bit of area of the other one showing up. I'm going to pour just a little bit of the colors in this just to give me enough to get this area right here. Not too much. And this is just a fruit cup, you know, like like a kid's fruit cup. And so we're just reusing that. I love to recycle and reuse. So we don't need too much, just for that end. Get a little bit of each of the colors. And the corners. Those corners are always the ones that never want to get coverage. Always make sure you get all your corners real good. But yeah, Mike's been real busy. We had to order the flooring, but it finally came in yesterday, so he's been getting it installed, and it looks oh so good. So good. Here, I actually took a picture. Let me wipe my hands clean because I don't want to grab my phone with. So I think this will show up, but here is a picture of the brand new bathtub. The floor is most of the way in, and the real light blue walls are not, that's the only thing not showing up as well on there. But yeah, that's the bathroom. And that's the second one. So so exciting to get those done, and it looks dramatically better. It looks so amazing. So yeah. But all right, so we've got this one. I think that's quite an improvement from that last one. It quite brightened up that canvas, didn't it? So many little tiny cells. And those cheap paints, they dry very true to color. So they'll dry pretty nice and bright like that. So we're going to move that one aside. And we have 2 ceramic tiles now. 6 by 6 inch tiles. So now these, I think I'm going to do a a blown kind of through the middle. So we're going to do a background, and then we're going to put some colors down and kind of blow through the middle. I think we're going to go ahead and go with, I'm trying to choose a darker, let's just go with a black background. We'll do both of them with black. All my paint is just mixed all the same. And this is cheap paint. Most of the colors, the basic colors, are cheap paint. Let me wipe my palette knife nice and clean. And then we'll just get this spread out. And then we're going to do we're going to do 2 different color schemes, but we'll do kind of a line down the middle, and we'll blow it out with our aquarium tubing. Now, if this was like a big, huge canvas, you could use your hair dryer. You could still use the aquarium tubing, but you're going to run out of breath. But I have the world's smallest leaf blower. That is awesome for the smaller stuff. And you could, patiently do it with the bigger stuff too. So yeah, we're kind of winding down a lot of the big home renovation. Now it's like all the little tiny stuff. And we're doing this all, eventually to sell. We're looking at maybe spring. We're not in a huge rush right now. So we're just getting that black spread about. So nice layer of black. So we're going to do two different colors. We're going to do this real nice bright pink. This is hot pink, Craft Smarts hot pink. We're going to go ahead and put some of that ultramarine blue, magenta from Cheap Paint, and the ultramarine blue was Cheap Paint. A little bit of turquoise. Now I think we need some green. So this is the green light from Cheap Paint. All right. And Vivid Violet. Vivid Violet is Americana. It doesn't want to work. So I just have a bunch of these wood skewers because I'm really bad at putting the lids back on these bottles. So just go ahead and poke with the wood skewer and that works usually. So yeah, we've got some outdoor landscaping next we're going to work on. Some just various little projects. So, but the major stuff, the siding, the windows, the bathrooms, oh, it looks so nice. So, okay, we're going to do that one, and then we'll do this one, some different colors. The nice little aquarium tubing. And so I'm going to put it almost, oh, there's one of my hairs. I can see that. I'm going to put it about a 45-degree angle and just feather it back and forth each way as I gently blow. All right, catch my breath a tiny bit. So see how I blew it a little bit too hard and we had the kind of a string of color come out? I don't particularly like that. I don't usually leave it. You can if you want. Sometimes I can just go like this with the black and just kind of cover it up. Just kind of cover it up a little bit. Dunk it down into the black. All right, catch your breath a little bit and then you go back to it. Those colors really pop on that black. They really kind of pop through. Now I do have a few air bubbles I've got in there. Not too many though. So, all right. Now this other one, I wanted to do similar colors to that longer canvas we did. I don't think I'm going to put the yellow ochre, but I am going to put this orange. I'm going to kind of go right about on each side and blow in kind of a little bit there too. The turquoise, which I know has silicone, and I'm not sure if the orange does. I do think it does. It looks like it reacted like it had silicone. I'm going to use the lighter green, the green light. So we're going to blow out the center kind of same as we did that other one, but then we're going to come in at the sides and kind of blow a little bit too. Not too much paint. You really don't need all that much. That's probably plenty actually. So I'm going to go ahead and do the center first, and then I'll come in through the sides. So these are just 6 by 6 inch ceramic tiles. I get them at Lowe's or Home Depot. I used to get them at Habitat for Humanities, but our Habitat for Humanities does no longer has tiles. But some I've heard still do carry tiles, so you can get them very cheap at Habitat for Humanities Restore. Unfortunately, ours doesn't, but a lot of them do. So, or you can get them at Lowe's or Lowe's or Home Depot. And I don't do anything to the surface except for kind of clean it. If it's really dirty, you can wash it with like a alcohol wipe or anything. You can wash it with a baby wipe, but usually they come pretty clean. But otherwise, I don't do anything. I don't prime the surface or put anything on it. It's ready to go. All right. Thank you, Mike. So now we're going to just blow in the sides just a little bit, mainly this direction. That's why I put them real close to the corner. And there's nothing really, I just want to kind of blow it that way. All right. Now I'm going to just come in that other side and do the same thing. All right. So that's why I like to use the aquarium tubing, because you can really bend it in direction you want to get it. So those are two 6 by 6 inch tiles. And that paint, the hot pink from Craftsmart, it dries so bright. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. I just love the cheap paints. The cheap paint just pops on there. So we're going to go ahead and move that one aside. Now we're going to go ahead and do a beach swipe. Make a little bit of room for those tiles. Make sure they're nice and level. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and do just kind of a finger swipe. This is a 7 by 9 inch I almost said canvas. It's obviously not a canvas. It's a plaque. So I'm very interested to see how this is going to dry. This is from Hobby Lobby. And sometimes when you order their stuff, oh my gosh, we've had to return quite a few broken wood items and stuff. They are shipping it. I don't know. It must break in shipment. Some of it looks like it's packed broken. I don't know. But this was a canvas. I mean, I said canvas again, plaque that had this knot, and it kind of has a crack through it. So what might happen is when I go to paint it, it might actually crack more on me. But we're going to go. So what I'm going to do actually, I'm going to turn it this way. So if it does crack, this is going to be the beach portion. Down here is going to be the beach portion. What I'll probably do is just keep it for myself if it does. But we'll see. Maybe it'll dry nice and it won't. But sometimes when it has a knot right there, it'll crack on us. I mean, the actual wood will like crack apart. So we're just putting various blues. That was Cheap Paints turquoise, Cheap Paints cerulean blue. We're going to go ahead and just... Yeah, it's almost like they drop and break them right before they package. You are right, Janice. We just shake our heads sometimes. We have gotten wood jewelry boxes that we've ordered that the hinges are broken off, but they're inside the wood jewelry box. So they had to have known it was broken and set the hinges in there. Like, why did they even ship it when it's broken and it doesn't have the hit? Like, it's completely, the wood is broken, not like just reattach the hinges. Oh, no, no, no. We've gotten them like that. And we do just reattach the hinges if there's no like damage. But no, we've gotten some that have like damage that are completely wood broken, split in half. It's weird, but they're really good about taking it back if that does happen. So we have Blue Cotton by Apple Barrel's Blue Cotton, Apple Barrel's Key West, Cheap Paints Ultramarine Blue, Cheap Paints Cerulean Blue, Cheap Paints Turquoise. So we're going to go ahead and use those as our ocean. Now we're going to put some sand down. Now you want to put in a little bit extra paint, and when you go ahead and swipe, you want to swipe it down over that edge too. These are about 3/4 of an inch thick, these plaques. Kind of a sandy color. I was looking for a little bit of gray. I may not have some. We're going to put this kind of caramel color, and I'm honestly not sure what either one of those. A lot of my neutral kind of grays and browns are honestly just mixed with a whole bunch of brands. So I'm just going to take my finger and just swipe it through. Now I will have to come in and do the sides a little bit. There's not a ton of paint on this to go down over the side. So now once you get down to the sand, you wipe your hands clean and then come up to the sand and push it up into the blue. Yeah, it is confusing and everything's all splintered, and it's you would think, and this has been going on for a year and a half or so that we've ordered from Hobby Lobby, and they're just the worst company, honestly. I don't know. I buy a lot of their stuff because you can't get anywhere else, but then I feel so bad. I honestly do. I need to be careful what I say online. All right, now we're gonna go ahead. We kind of mixed and pushed the up into the blue. I'm gonna go ahead and get a little bit of those sides with some of this color. Yeah, pretty. I mean, in a couple like a couple $100 orders where we've got to return like a lot of it. It's interesting. And multiple times. It didn't just happen once. So all right, got those edges. And what I've learned to do is I have gotten myself a Dollar Tree mirror. And now I've got a mirror to look at the back edges. I can see all the ones that I've missed. It's much easier, especially when doing videos. Now I can see all the little edges. So that's something I've been doing lately. That's kind of a new thing. So now I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of white here. Come in with my aquarium tubing. Oh, and Mike's saying he looks for delamination of the wood. So some of them are not laminated. Like some of their jewelry boxes have almost a laminated surface, a very thin veneer almost surface of wood. And sometimes they've lifted in spots. So for paint pouring, you're really going to see where it's lifted in any way. It's going to, the moisture of the acrylic, the Floetrol and everything you use is going to lift it even more. Any imperfections in the wood is going to come out. It's really going to stand out. All right, so I do have just a tiny bit of a almost bald spot running through here. It kind of got thin on the paint right through there. So now we'll just come in and kind of very little bit kind of blend that tiny bit. All right. Yeah, better than walking around the table. Now I do have a turntable, but sometimes I'm already just pouring on. I didn't bring the cake spinner thing out, and I don't want to deal with that mess, and or something else is already drying on it or anything like that. So I just got a little mirror, and I just look and see, you know, how it is. So, and especially while you're like filming, you know, in the middle of filming or very busy with that and during a live stream, it's easiest just to grab the little mirror. So I'm just making a little bit of room here. I've pulled out like every color of paint today. So thank you. Thank you. I cannot get enough of the beaches. I just love them in every color combination. Sometimes I do them with darker colors. This is kind of a medium colored one, I would say. Sometimes I do them much more with the Key West color, a real light colored beach. So many different varieties. So, all right, this is 7 by 9-inch plaque. We're going to go ahead and move that out of the way. And then I do have one of these 9-inch hearts. There we go. So what technique should we do for this heart? We haven't done flip cup in a little while. Should we do a flip cup? I don't know. Tell me the technique we should do for this heart. Or we could do a beach on the heart too. I've done those. But yeah, I have, this is a 9-inch heart. This is from Michael's. And then I do have just a couple more. We have our turtle. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to go. You were just going to say flip cup. Awesome. All right. Let me grab a cup that we've got. I just reuse them. We've got a whole bunch of cups here. We're just going to grab one out, reuse it. They're kind of stuck together. All right. We'll go ahead and use that flip cup. And so I think I'm going to use just grabbing a variety of these colors we already have out. White, the vivid violet. This is Cheap Paint's cobalt blue. It's really kind of a periwinkle blue. It's not very bright blue. The turquoise. Now we were just using that with no problem. How's it clogged? That's all right. We'll come in. That does have silicone in it, just a couple of drops. Blue cotton. Cheap Paint's magenta. That one fell over on us. And then that pink eraser, Apple Barrel's pink eraser. We're going to come back in with some more of the blue cotton. We're just going to top it off with the blue cotton. All right. All right, flip cup it is. You know what? I think I'm going to throw in a little bit of that ultramarine brighter blue. It'll be, so since it's at the top of the cup, it'll be at kind of the bottom of the flip cup. So it'll come kind of peeking up through. So what I'm going to do, since this is kind of a heart, a different shape, I'm going to kind of almost what you would say burp it. That's kind of a weird way of putting it, but I'm going to lift it kind of this way, shooting some of it this way. Then I'm going to lift it that way. So we're going to shoot some of it a little bit of each way. So it's kind of almost like doing a flip cup and kind of, I don't know, burping it a little. So we're going to go ahead and let some out that way, some out that way. And that didn't work as well as we wanted it to. We let way too much out that way. That's all right. We're using our hands to guide it. Guide it, guide it, guide it. I can tell this is one, once we torch it, we're going to get more cells over that other side. You kind of got the idea, though, of what I was talking about. It kind of did, it kind of didn't. But if you have an odd-shaped item, that's what you can do. So this, let me wipe my hands clean, and I'll grab my torch, give it a little bit of a torch, but I kind of am wanting to go off this way a little bit. So I was thinking about that other pouring medium. One thing that I'm going to try with this thicker pouring medium, this Royal Langnickel, I think for 3D items, not just flat surfaces, sometimes I do terracotta pots, I do ornaments, just different things from the Dollar Tree that are 3D objects. They're not just flat objects. I'm going to try with this pouring medium on some 3D objects. I think because of the thickness and how it dries kind of plasticky almost, nice and gloss, I think that might work well. So I'm going to try that and I'll let you guys know how that works. Go ahead and give this a little torch, but as I've talked, it's really a lot of cells popped up as I talked. So great burping. I don't know if anybody else does that. Sometimes I think of the strangest things. But if you have an oddly shaped item, that's kind of how you can get it to kind of go a little bit. Like sometimes I do these seahorses. Here's one that I'm gonna pour over it. It dried really dark. But sometimes if I do a flip cup like on those, that's you can burp it that way, burp it this way to kind of do that kind of. If you have a different shaped item. So, wow, the cells have just popped up as we've talked. Cell explosion. So, the colors that had silicone, I believe, were the ultramarine blue, the turquoise. I'm not sure. I think those are the two, maybe the magenta as well. But those are the colors that had silicone. But they just continue to pop up. So I am going to set this one aside, but here in a moment, I'll show you again, because I think they're going to continue to pop up a little bit. So I'll set this aside, but I'll give you a sneak peek in a few. Just pushing it over to the edge a little bit. Now we have 2 more items for today. We're going to go ahead and bring in this. It's a 6 by 6 inch gallery wrapped canvas. So we're going to do a napkin ring. Actually, we don't have 2 left. We have 3. We're going to do this 6 by 6 inch. Then we're going to do this turtle. And then I actually have a 10 by 20 inch bigger canvas. So for this one, I'm going to get out the cameo pink again, the lighter pink. And I think I'm going to do a napkin ring, but I'm going to kind of stretch it out. So we're not going all the way to the edge with this pink. We'll stretch it out once we've got our other colors on there. And I'll show you what I mean in just a minute. So putting quite a bit because this has got that deep edges. All right, so we're going to bring in a napkin ring, just a plastic napkin ring from the Dollar Tree. We've got the vintage tea rose, just a little bit darker shade than what we had there. A little bit of the ultramarine blue. So once I get the colors in there, then I will pull this across the surface, then we'll stretch it out all the way to the edges. That's the Tuscan teal. Now I'm going to put some of this magenta, but I want a little bit, not much. So I just literally put like 4 or 5 drops. A little bit of that blue cotton. And then we'll go with some cobalt blue, and then we'll be done there. So we're just gonna kind of feather the, kind of just barely lifting, pulling across the surface, letting it come through. I think I'm gonna put just a tad bit of white in there. So, all right. Kind of twisting and turning as I pull it through. So, all right, now we're just set that aside. I am going to give it a torch before I tilt, especially about that big old bubble. Might need to help it over the corner a little bit. Okay, let me wipe my hands clean, and then we might torch it just a tiny bit more. But I kind of am really liking just kind of the subtle, not too much. Now we can gently blow over the top with our, let me get another rag because that one is not cleaning my hands. Once you rag it, I just use old work shirts from Mike's that I've cut up. But that one was soaked. It was no longer absorbing anything. So now I'm just going to, I'm not going to really blow out the edges. I'm just gently going to pull up some of that through the pink. All right, now we'll give it another little torch. Oh, you were helping it along a little bit? I do that all the time. That's the funniest thing. You'll be watching somebody paint pour and just tilting it along, helping them along. So, all right, let me give you a little bit of a closer shot, but I'm really liking just kind of the subtle, just little bit to this one. A lot of negative space, just the lighter pink. But then it has, you know, those pops of color. All right, now let's see. Let me show you this one real quick. Look at that. It's just continued. Cell explosion. All right, we're going to do the turtle, and then we have a 10 by 20 inch kind of grand finale. So with the turtle, we're going to do kind of a dirty pour on the shell of the turtle, and then we'll do kind of a swipe for the legs and the head. So I ordered a few of these turtles because I am quite excited to do these little guys. I hope they turn out well. I love turtles. So that was the turquoise of cheap paint, magenta cheap paint, cobalt blue cheap paint, similar colors we've been using today. The Key West. Vivid Violet, Ultramarine Blue. You don't need too much. This isn't that big of a turtle. How about a little bit of that blue cotton? And we're going to go ahead and come back in with just a little bit of the magenta. And I think that's probably enough. So what I'm going to do for this one is I'm just going to give a quick kind of figure 8 here. Not too much of, and now I'm going to go ahead and just pour this out. Oh no. Pour out the tilt and pour out the drink in your head accidentally. Yeah. All right, we're going to just do the body mainly. And then we'll come in for the legs and kind of do a swipe for them. Might need to grab just a little bit more color. We'll go ahead and stretch this out and see, but we might need just a tiny bit more. Are you helping me tilt, guys? All right, we're going to go ahead and just put a little bit more paint in here. We're going to put some of that blue cotton, Vivid Violet, the turquoise that we have to open. All right, we don't need too much here. Mainly over here on this kind of edge here. All right. And then you can use your tip of your palette knife to fill in if you have any little tiny spots. So there are just like right here. Because it does have some ridges to the shell, which once this dry, you will see those just barely peeking up through, and it's kind of neat. You can see the design to the shell. So you can also see if you have any more in here. Just kind of help it along here. All right, so there is the shell. Now I'm going to clean off my palette knife, put a variety of kind of some greens along here. Quite a whimsical, bright turtle, of course. Don't need too much, just kind of swipe through that. And that is the green light. This is sap green. And then I do have some this is actually a metallic green. Has just a little bit of iridescent in it. All right. So now if you swipe and you grab a hold of that blues and purples and stuff, you're going to pull it through. So you're going to kind of want to swipe. It's more kind of marbling the colors and pushing it up to your color, not because then you'll pull pink into. Just push it up just at the edge there. All right, there's one foot. And you will get a little bit of invasion. The pink and blue is kind of getting over here a little bit. You can kind of push it back a bit. I am not sure if any of those had silicone. I think the green light did. Not too many cells are popping up, but that is okay. We have a cell explosion on the shell. So, oh, there's a little bit more cells in that one there. Just using the tip to kind of push it to the color. I am going to put just a tiny bit more green there. All right. Oh, those spots got missed because you didn't tilt your phone enough. Well, thank you so much. A for effort, guys. That's awesome. I catch myself doing that as well. All right. I think we have good coverage there. I think we've got everything just slight little right there. So those are fun little turtles. Now I'm going to go ahead and let that there, move some of this stuff out of our way, make a little room. I'm going to get out a bigger canvas now here. A 10 by 20 inch, which is super fun to work with. But we got to make a little room. Okay. I just love turtles. They're so fun. I don't know. I might end up keeping this one. It might end up in my Etsy. I don't know. Sometimes we put things up on the wall and then if they sell, I'll make another one. But sometimes I get too attached and I have to keep it. So we'll have to decide if this one will end up for sale. So, all right, give you a little bit of a closer look. Mike, can I hand you this one actually? I have run out of room to bring that larger canvas up. So thank you so much. Now I've got a 10 by 20 inch and all I do is I just grab some yogurt cups. You can tell we eat way too much of the Tillamook, but we live near there, so it's a lot cheaper for us. Well, not too far, a couple hours. All right, sorry about that, guys. Let's get that in frame. Come on, focus. Sorry about that, guys. I'm not sure why it's not focusing. It has my hands here to focus on. Okay, God, take you a moment. That was a little slow poke to the... Usually if I keep my hands in frame, it will focus on my hands and then we don't have quite such an issue. But it was not wanting to today, was it? Oh, I lost this one here at this corner. There we go. Golly. We're doing it, guys. All right. All right. So now for this one, I have this apple barrels wisteria. I'm going to use some of it. Such a beautiful, really light color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a dirty pour with this wisteria and a little bit of the light cameo pink and some of the blue cotton. And then we're going to do kind of a pour on top of that. I'll show you what I mean here. So that was Apple Barrel's Wisteria, Apple Barrel's Cameo Pink, and Apple Barrel's Blue Cotton. And this is a 10 by 20 inch canvas. So we do need quite a bit. And we're going to put a little bit of white in there too. So kind of a lighter for the kind of a background. All right, now we're just going to and we probably need quite a bit more paint. Hey, Robert, how are you doing? How is the weather in Colorado? How you doing, buddy? Haven't chatted with you in a little while. How's the family? We just actually talked about you yesterday, Mike and I did. Because we were talking about the weather out there and just how gorgeous, what a gorgeous area that Colorado is. And we actually have neither been to Colorado, but that is definitely on the dream trip. I would love to see so many fun outdoor things there. Cooling off there. Yeah, you guys have such interesting weather, how it'll just change so dramatically within hours. It's so neat. So, all right, and try to get this tilted around, trying to keep this in kind of a in the screen, in the frame is what I'm trying to say. But I am going to go ahead and just still need just a little bit more. Let me get yeah, that would look good in a baby's room, a nursery. Yeah, for sure. I am going to put a little bit brighter colors on it here in just a moment, though, brighten it up a little bit, but nice and light pastel colors. And there went the white, just met. Knocking everything over. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and tilt that. Just helping it along a little bit. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and come in and do 3 flowers. So we're going to go ahead and come in with a little bit darker purple. And we're just going to blow these out with our aquarium tubing. That is Apple Barrel's Grape something, and then Folk Arts Plum or Craftsmart's Plum. I'll be the Bob Ross of paint pouring. Awesome. We can only hope, huh? That's a little bit of the darker magenta. So I'm making the center one just a little bit bigger. And a little bit of the vivid violet. So a little bit of brighter colors, not too much. All right. Now we're going to come in and blow those out just a little bit. We're just going to come in with our aquarium tubing. All right, catch my breath a tiny bit. And I don't even catch my breath and go right back into it. All right, just a minute and we'll do that last one and kind of get that little wonky spot too. Right there's the wonky spot. All right, just to kind of give it a little something there in the center. I am not liking how that's this little area. I'll have to work on that and kind of blend that in a little bit. You can kind of bring that just slightly out to kind of but I usually mess with it till it's a little bit better there. Don't pass out. Yeah, exactly. You got to remind yourself to take a little moment to get a breath. So, yeah. Then another thing that would look nice on this one, but I think I'll come in once it's dry and just put some little gold doot, 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 in the center. Wouldn't that look nice? Some little gold dots. So, all right. Oh, awesome. Yes. One day you guys will have to come to Washington, and one day we'll have to make it out that way because it's just so gorgeous. That's definitely on our list. Yes, definitely. We would love to meet you and your family. We actually talked about that. So yeah, thank you, Janice. Thank you. I think this would look super cute in a little girl's room. So, and then what also you can do is once your paint blower is completely dry, you can come in. Now, Floetrol dries completely clear. So you could do a layer of Floetrol over the top. And then what looks really nice is come in with these same colors of the flowers and do kind of like a second layer. And then they kind of look almost a little bit more 3D popping off that background. So once this is completely dry, you just put a layer of Floetrol over the whole surface and then just do the 3 flowers again, those same colors, and they just kind of 3D pop off the surface. But I'll show you that maybe in a couple weeks once this one's dry. So this is kind of our grand finale one for today, though. See, if you wait too long, you can't really, but you have a good half hour or so, so you can kind of mess with this and just kind of make that match where I added that extra little bit later on. That's what I like to do, is come back in and just make it kind of using the tip of your palette knife. So yeah, we did quite a few for today. We did that little 6x6 inch. I need to show you guys that one. That one has popped up a little bit more. Look at that one. This is my favorite one for today. I do believe this is my favorite for today. And that's how that one is looking so far. Nice subtle colors, but nice, like that pop of that darker blue, the teal, the magenta. Loving that. That's my favorite for today. And then we have, here's what the beach is looking like. And I'll show you one more because they're kind of hard to grab and make sure they're still okay. But here's this one too, guys. These are nice and bright. I think those are going to look nice. Those colors sure pop on that black though. So those are kind of what we did today. Quite a variety of tiles, wood items, smaller canvases, larger canvases, a whole variety today. You've met a lot of us in the last 3 years. Awesome. Yeah, my channel has been on for in about a week. It's been on 3 years. So we have actually known each other for about 4, Robert. Did you realize that we've known each other for about 4 years? That's just crazy to me. But yeah, so because next week I think is my 3-year anniversary for my channel, and we were chatting about a year, about 8-9 months before I actually started my channel. The group of us, the original group that was chatting. So yeah. Oh, a barbecue. That sounds awesome. Oh, did you get to meet Snizzy? That is awesome. That's a good one. That's awesome. We've met Tommy and Selena. That's the only people that we have met out of our original group. So yeah. Thank you, Janice. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's been 3 years. I have almost 800 videos. That is just mind blowing to me. I think I'm about 750, actually. I think I have about 750 because at one time I did private a few. So I have right now listed about 750 videos. Oh my gosh, 3 years on here. So yeah, 4 years, Robert. That's so cool. Yeah, it's been awesome. It's been crazy, but it's been awesome. So, yeah, I've been thinking about doing something for the channel. I haven't decided what. Something to celebrate, though, 3 years. So, yeah, I'll have to think about that. But I don't know what the exact date is. I'll have to look. I think it's somewhere like the 11th through the 15th or something. But I do have it listed on my About page. So, yeah. But yeah, so all right, this is the last one for today's video. We did a total of 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, no, 10. No, 9 paint pours today for today's video. So for today's live stream. So thank you so much. It's awesome to hang out with you guys, chat with you, catch up with you each week. I have been live every week on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Oh, you're putting together a package for Tommy. Oh, awesome. Yeah, he lives right near Lena. That is awesome. Yeah, that's pretty cool that they live right close together. Thank you so much, Janice. Thank you for hanging out with us. It's always a pleasure. Thank you, Janice. So yeah. Yeah, we met Tommy and Selena. They came up here and camped. We don't talk about it too much, but yeah, it was a couple years ago now. But yeah. So I usually try to keep this to about an hour. We're a little bit over today. No worries when you're having fun, time flies. But I will be live next week, Wednesday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I usually go live every Wednesday for about an hour. So, yeah. So, thank you so much, Robert, for stopping by. It's always good to chat with you, catch up, and see how you guys are doing. So, thank you so much for stopping by, Robert. Thank you, everyone that stopped by today. I enjoy chatting with each and every one of you. I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys are all so awesome, and I really enjoy chatting with all of you guys. So, thank you so much for coming by, chatting with us, or just watching or any of that. So thank you so much. And as always, be the change you want to see in the world. Be the change you want to see in the world. So, all right. Thank you. Thank you. Have a great week, guys.